Welcome back, everybody. This is Mog once more here on Mog's Cast, playing some Project, not Project Zomboid. We are playing Kerbal Space Program today, guys. I know it's been a little while since we did some of this game, but it's definitely been one of those ones that I've been wanting to do some more of, and I've been playing it kind of in the background. I'm gonna walk you through, well, not walk you through. This is more just kind of showing you what I've been up to. I'm doing a couple of contracts today. We were getting a little bit low on our budget, and now with the new like missions and contracts and everything, we really do need to kind of pay attention to how we can make money. So this first launch you're seeing me do right now is actually putting a station up into a solar orbit. So an orbit around the actual sun, Kerbal, is what we're doing this time. So basically I'm just straight up burning right out into the so that we're outside of Kerbin's the planet Kerbin here that we're originating from. We're out of its orbital, I guess, gravitational influence, as well as like any of the moons and everything. You can see we're shooting out into the wide open solar system here, and as we sort of pan out and about, you're gonna see us kind of get out there. I'm gonna be changing and doing a little bit more to our orbit than just putting us out there. I'm gonna be kind of circularizing us a bit and then bringing us in a bit closer, so that we're not kind of out this far. We're going to be in a little bit closer. I want to get into the, what is that? Is that, what's that purple planet? Pink planet? Purple? No, that's purple. That's not pink. The one inside a little bit closer than Kerbin. I can't remember what it is, and of course I'm doing post-commentary now, so I can't even check. But that's totally fine. We're putting our thing out there. We're going to get that readjusted and bring in the other side too. As you can see right here, we're doing the adjustments for bringing that Apoaps back in a little bit closer too, and turning into a Periaps apparently. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to be putting this out here, and after I went ahead and went through this and got this station out here, I got another request for a second station out in solar orbit, which with a little bit more support for people, for Kerbals, that is. So what I plan to do is, I didn't record it because it was pretty much a duplicate mission, but I sent up another very similar rocket because it was, we still made money off this design, and it still met the new requirements of more capacity for Kerbals. So I put it out here, and I'm going to basically, I put it into a tighter orbit than this one that you're watching right now, and eventually my plan is to rendezvous the two stations and merge them into one station. If and when I do that, I will certainly get that recorded and put up there, or at the very least, if it ends up happening and I don't end up getting it recorded, I will of course show the update and go out there and check it out, show them kind of linked up and show where they are. But that's going to go ahead and complete this first contract. We've got a few more under us that we need to get done to make some more money. I'm definitely just trying to boost out and get everything set up, just get ourselves some more money so that we can do some bigger missions. I'm getting ready to unlock the what is it, the large rocket skill? Not skill, I want to say it's the tech tree entry for the even bigger rockets. So that's what we're going to be working on next, I think. Maybe getting some of the other little instruments for doing some science stuff, but we're launching up this one here. We got two contracts for this mission to go out to the Mun and set up a new outpost, base, whatever you want to call it. As well as planting a flag. So I was like, oh, we'll just knock out two birds with one stone and send this one rocket up with some Kerbals, make ourselves the new base, and of course get that flag planted. Now what I want to do soon, and well, I should also mention that we're not landing at the same site that we have our other bases at, so that we have multiple locations on the Mun to work from. I may end up sending a rover, the same Keiko rover we have at the other station, the other base, out to this location that we're going to be landing at on the Mun this time with this rocket, just to kind of give it a little bit more flexibility and a little bit more versatility in what it can do at that, or what we can do at that location. So as you can see, we got our rendezvous with the Mun set up there, so we're going to be floating on out nice and calmly out to the Mun. Coming in for our rendezvous now. Looks like we're going to be getting the connection there, and let's go ahead and set up our node to cut our velocity and bring ourselves in for a landing. Now, as you notice, these are super quick video of each of these contracts or each of these missions, whatever you want to call them, because I did want to fit in like all three of these, because they're not very super interesting by themselves. They're just very basic, like, oh, we're gonna do another one of those, are we? Well, I wanted to make sure that it was interesting enough, so I fit in three of them and did some nice quick editing, cut out a lot of the boring stuff, and just did the really quick Oh, we did our burn to get down there, and now we're landing, as you can tell here. Now, I definitely overestimated how much fuel we were going to need, so we're dropping that half-full tank right there after deploying and basically killing off most of our velocity. I just cut into a different photo there just to see the little tank crashing, and here we come for the landing. We did a little bit of a bounce there, and since we were at an angle, I did reposition us a bit. But once we got settled here at this new location, I kind of adjusted the legs a little bit to make it sit as flat as I could, and that's going to knock out our next 2 contracts being complete. I also already planted the flag, I think, unless it's in the next shot. It may be in the next shot, actually. But, yeah, so that's going to get us a lot more money. This has definitely been a good way to make money, is landing these outposts, putting up new orbital stations, and planting flags, because it's just such an easy little quick thing you can do. So there's the build a new surface thing on the moon, and then we're going to be dropping out a Kerbal here to pop out and put his flag down. That's going to be the second contract. I should have actually, well, in fact, I'm going to move that little note up. I responded earlier to the text notification I put on the screen for the second one completed, but I put it in the previous clip, so it's going to be in this one. So you probably just saw it flash on the screen. And there we have it, our two missions complete, our 2 contracts complete for this one. Now our last contract, our last 2 contracts, we're going to be putting an outpost out on Minmus. Previously, we only landed on Minmus and dropped a couple of flags. We did not leave behind anybody or a base. We are this time. We're going to be leaving behind this exact same rocket that we just sent out to the Mun because it fit the build as well as fit the cost requirements. We're still making a pretty hefty profit off of this. So I think we're actually getting pretty close after this mission to about 2 million Kerbucks, whatever you want to call them, K-Bucks. I forgot what they were actually officially called once. I don't entirely recall, but here we are. We're adjusting our inclination to make sure that we're on par with the Minmus orbit, and then we're going to be burning out there nice and quick, getting out our Apoaps to make a connection and make a rendezvous with Minmus. Zipping on out. There goes the Mun and Kerbin coming in here nice and quick for a rendezvous with Minmus. I'm trying to turn on some of the stuff to see what else we had out there, but it's not a big deal. Zipping on in, we've got our rendezvous and setting up our burn node here to make sure that we can drop ourselves down to the surface, but we're going to want to make sure that we're going to be hovering right above the surface until we pick a spot to land. So making our burns here, making them count. Coming on in, just about time now to burn out, and here we go. And out of fuel. I was going to try to do a nice little shot there, as you can see me trying to hide my HUD, and then I have to click it back on because I'm like, oh crap, I interrupted myself. Not a big deal though, we got that all figured out. We're going to have to push that parry-ups back out just a hair so we don't collide, because I actually had us on a collision course. And coming on in, and we're going to be bringing in that other side and probably just going straight for a landing from this point since we're on the light side anyway of Minmus. I should also mention at this point that the reason you're not hearing any of the burn noises, any of the in-game audio, is because apparently during the first recordings of these 2, something happened and it didn't grab any of the audio. It was probably my own fault, probably operator error. I can't blame it on anything other than that. But I went ahead and recorded this last one with sound and just tore all the music out and spruced it up and overlaid it on this. So at least it was something other than me just talking. You have some decent actual in-game KSP music, which was cool. Oh, I forgot that I went ahead and did this from in-cockpit view. There's a couple of quick edits if you got a good eye and you can catch them, because I had to switch out to the maps and I wanted to check a few other things from the external view once or twice. But for the most part, I really did try to make this whole landing from in cockpit and just watching our main little instruments here on the screen. It's totally possible. You just have to have a good handle on what you're doing, and it's definitely been quite a while since I've done one like this, basically due to me not playing KSP all that often, as much as I used to at least, and even then not doing in cockpit flights all that often. So we go ahead and we're dropping ourselves down, getting pretty close now. I can see we've got a little ways to go, of course. It looks like probably a little over 5,000 kilometers up still. We're still definitely floating down, and throughout this whole process, I was very nitpicky, keeping my speed super low, even though we were still very high up, because Minmus just has such little gravity that I'm just not used to it taking so long to accelerate us. Like, I bring us down to such a slow speed and then just cut off the throttle, and it's a very slow speed up of us falling. The velocity change to us actually going faster falling. There's that one cut, that most obvious one, and we're coming in for our landing pretty much right now, bouncing just a little bit because I was like so skeptical of if we had actually hit yet. And there we have it. As you can see, I definitely switched cockpits. Previously, I was flying from the upper cockpit, and then I ended up being like, oh, I totally have somebody in the cockpit on the lower side that I can actually see the surface coming. So that's why you can see the switch there of us actually being able to see the land out the window. So we've got that position in here. We're going to go ahead and extend everything. It looks like we already have, and we've got our first complete contract for landing. We're going to jump out and put down a flag for our last contract here on Menmus, and it looks like he's super happy to plant that flag. And there it goes. Dropping in our name, and that'll complete our basically our 5th contract on this episode. Definitely going to get us nice and well equipped for some more missions in the future. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time, okay? Cheers.